So, believe it or not, Mission Impossible The Final Reckoning was my most anticipated movie of the year, even in a year where we're getting a new Superman movie. I'm a huge fan of this franchise. I personally think it's been keeping the action genre going on its shoulders, and I wanted to mark the occasion because I've got Tom Cruise's leather jacket and the shades on me. And Final Reckoning does have a lot of the franchise's key strengths and is overall a solid conclusion to this franchise, but it is considerably underwhelming at the same time. I'm sure people want to watch this movie for just clean action movies that really show off how Tom Cruise is still at it at 61, but what I also go into these movies for is a great team dynamic and great chemistry between Hunt and his team, and I just didn't get that here. What we're dealing with is the events of Dead Reckoning with the Entity, and this movie is really hell-bent on flooding you with exposition dumps about this AI phenomenon and how it's going to affect the world. And as a result, it doesn't feel like Ethan Hunt's personal issues are at the forefront here. It just feels like him and his team are just doing the usual stuff. What I like about Mission Impossible 3 is that the climax was just Ethan Hunt trying to get to his wife, Michelle Monaghan, and then he was having to deal with a implant in his head, and then she had to take charge and he had to guide her in shooting bad guys because she's obviously inexperienced. That to me is a far more effective climax than just having to deal with a MacGuffin that's going to destroy the entire world. And they do have the villain from Dead Reckoning coming back, but it's just staggering how these writers clearly don't know what to do with this guy. He kind of reminds me of how Christoph Waltz was used in Spectre. He has a big moment at the beginning, and then he's just absent throughout a lot of the movie. I feel like also this movie is stacked wall to wall with new characters and popular actors, and they're all great. Everyone's bringing their A game to this movie, but it comes at the cost of the chemistry between the team. I don't know, I'll just never get over that Fallout lineup. That will always be the best. What this movie is also obsessed with is nostalgia bait, and yes, I know, this is the last movie, you're going to expect some callbacks. It's also a franchise that's been going on for 30 years. But it's callbacks and nostalgia bait that is absolutely to a detriment to the movie. As you know, the opening sequence is always Ethan Hunt receiving a mission from his superior, and they say, "You've had such a long career, you've done so much," and they go through this montage of how many adventures he's had and how many people he's known and lost. And I swear, not long after, they recap the same thing over and over in a meeting with Nick Offerman's character, Colt McCannon's character, Kittredge from the last movie. Honestly, some of the nostalgia bait in this movie gave me Ghostbusters Frozen Empire vibes. I'm coming across that I hate this movie. I honestly don't. It's still a really good movie. You still got the strengths of the Mission Impossible movies seeped in here. For example, the action is gold. This right here that you've seen in all the trailers, this absolutely lives up to the hype. It's edge of your seat, heart-stopping stuff. As well as where Ethan Hunt is in a submarine, this is a long sequence with no dialogue, and it is hair-raising.